Hey guys, what's up? It's your local lunatic here, bringing you guys a Masked Hero deck profile for the July 2019 format. This is post both BLHR, which is the Battle of Legend Heroes Revenge set, as well as the July 15th Banned and Limited list. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it. First off, 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, the best legal hand trap we have in the game. If Max C comes back to 1 for, I guess, maybe like to test it or whatever, I'd experiment with it. But, I mean, outside of that, I always feel like you should be running 3 Ash just because she's absolutely amazing. Just for everything she can negate with just 3 slots in your deck, I feel you should always make room for her. Moving on, we have 1 copy of Attack Gainer. We're just using this so we can make Notoria Beast, because all you do is you just make a Elemental Hero Solid Soldier, Attack Gainer, there you go, free Nat Beast. Not free, but you know. Also, moving on to the Elemental Hero lineup, we have not 1 but 2 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. This card went from 1 to 2 on the Forbidden and Limited list, and I really like this because he's not really a problem card anymore. So he's literally the archetypal Stratos of the deck, and when this card is normal or special summoned, you can activate one of these following effects. You can either destroy spells and or traps on the field up to the number of other hero monsters you control, or you can add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand. We're obviously only going to be really using it for the second effect, but I guess it's just nice to have the option if you really need to. But anyway, moving on, you have 3 copies of Elemental Hero Honest Neos. I just like this card because it is a very good pseudo honest. A lot of times it's actually better than honest because it will more than double the attack points of my monster. So what his effect does is, as a quick effect, you can discard this card to target a hero monster on the field, and it gains 2500 attack until the end of this turn. Also, as a quick effect, you can discard 1 hero monster, and this card gains attack equal to the discarded monster's attack until the end of this turn. However, you can only use each effect of Elemental Hero Honest Neos once per turn. So yeah, he's just nice to have as a 2 or 3 of. I guess you don't really have to run him, but I mean, it's an in archetype honest because you can't really run honest in heroes. So yeah. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Elemental Hero Bubbleman. So you're never gonna resolve this effect. um, you're really not. He's literally like the least resolved, least resolved effect in the entire game, probably. But I mean, I guess he's nice to have as, like, you know, just sort of an additional name. But he's primarily there so we can go into Ab-Zero and Acid if we want to. So yeah, moving on, we are running 3 copies of Best Girl on the deck Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. So, whenever this card is special summoned, well, if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 change quick play spell card from your deck to your hand, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand, except this card. You can only use 1 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist effect per turn, and only once that turn. So, what this means is, usually you're just going to wait until the main phase of the opponent's turn to actually make Shadow Mist and turn her into a Dankclaw. For 2 reasons. 1, if the opponent does for some reason try to target Shadow Mist or even your background really, you can just use the mask change and switch her out, and then the effect will fizzle off. Outside of that, it's just better for if you have the Shadow Mist on board until the opponent's main phase. That way you can actually use both effects. Not in the same turn, obviously, because that's the whole point of why we're mass changing her during the opponent's main phase, but then you'll fully be utilizing her to the best of your ability. Outside of that, we have 3 copies of Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. This card is your primary normal summon for the deck and combos off very well with Shadow Mist. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower hero monster from your hand. And then if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard by a spell effect, you can target 1 hero monster in your graveyard, accept this card, and add it. No, special summon it to the field in defensive position. However, you can only use this effect of Elemental Hero Solid Soldier once per turn. Outside of that, the only real combo with this guy is you'll normal summon Solid Soldier, special summon Mist, effective Mist to grab Mass Change, set Mass Change, pass turn, and then during the opponent's standby, use Mass Change targeting Mist to get Danclaw, and then affect Shadow Mist to get like an Honest Neos or something, just whatever you want really. But yeah, moving on to the last monster in the deck, we have 3 copies of Vision Hero Lion. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Vision Hero Lion once per turn. Also, once per turn, you can banish 1 hero monster from your graveyard to add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. So it doesn't really matter if you normal summon this guy. Obviously, you prefer to just go with the Solid Soldier, but I guess it's nice to just have a backup normal summon in case everything's going wrong or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Moving on to spells, we have 1 copy of Foolish Burial, which will just get us an effective Shadow Mist for, well, again, it's not free, but it basically is. 1 copy of Monster Reborn just for link plays or getting another Shadow Mist to trigger her effect, and just tons of other just great stuff. Road Up because the entire deck is Warriors. Well, I mean, not entire deck, but you know. A Hero Lives, again, Shadow Mist. Miracle Fusion, and 2 Poly for the 3 Ab-Zero. 3 copies of E-Emergency Call because extra in archetype Rotas. Triple Call Bellygrave because this deck just loses to hand traps, honestly. Mass Change because obviously, and Mass Charge because I actually really like this card. It restocks your hand, which sort of contradicts Bubble Man, but you're not really going to be going into Bubble Man for his effect anyway. Outside of that, it's just nice to be able to have basically an extra copy of Danclaw in hand between the Mass Change and the Shadow Mist if your first one gets taken off the board, and in the third if you're second, you know, you get the picture. Moving on to the side deck, only 2 copies of Dino Wrestler Pankratops. So I was debating between triple Pankratops double twin twister or double Pankratops triple twin twisters or triple Pankratops and double twin twisters. But I just decided to go with 2 and 3 in favor of the twin twisters because background removal is at a premium in this format. So Dino Wrestler Pankratops. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Dino Wrestler Pankratops once per turn this way. Quick effect, you can distribute 1 Dino Wrestler monster, then target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. You can only use this effect of Dino Wrestler Pankratops once per turn. So yeah, he's just a free 2600 beater that will pop anything that you want, be it a monster, spell or trap, just whatever. It should be noted that he is level 7, not level 8. That does actually come up sometimes because you'd be wasting extra space running something like Hope Harbinger. So don't be doing that, but you know. Moving on, 3 copies of Twin Twisters. I've already explained why this card's good. Okay, I should really need to anyway. 1 Solemn Warning, Triple Judgment. I just want to test it. This one's from 1 to 3 on the newest ban list, so I'm just wanting to test it out. Because really paying half your life points is only a big deal the first time. 3 copies are evenly matched just because you want to have a good going second card. And triple impermanence because we couldn't fit it into the main deck. That being said, let's go ahead and go into our extra. So we have 1 copy of Nat Beast. Basically, whenever a spell card is activated, you mill 2 and negate the activation and destroy it. However, it has to be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. Amazing thing about it is it's not once per turn, which is why it's still strong. It was especially strong back in the day, but it still has its use continued over to this day. 1 copy of Diane. Diane is just like in case we want to get rid of our Solid Ogre because we've already used our Shadow Mist or just whatever. We want a bigger meter. Triple Ab Zero, triple Acid. So they do the exact opposite of one another. Ab Zero must be fusion summoned and gains 500 attack for each water monster on the field except himself. And if this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So it's a Rogeki when he leaves. I mean, I do really like the fact that it says if he leaves the field. It's like even if you banish him, you can destroy your opponent's stuff, and then you can just like bring him back. With I guess the end of turn effect of a card that banishes him. But anyway, and then he of course return to main monster zone or an extra monster zone. 3 copies of Master Acid. Contrary to Ab-Zero, this pops back row, and also all monsters decrease the attack of all opponent's monsters by 300. So he's effectively 2900 attack. 3 copies of Master Dark Law, because it's Dark Law. 1 Phoenix, 1 Kieran, and 1 Borload, as well as 1 Bull Sword. Anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for this deck profile. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been your host, your local lunatic, signing out. See you guys next time. Have a good one.